About a year ago, before I graduated from college, I went through multiple job interviews and aced one of them, which was for a Big Four firm. If you also want to land a full-time job right after college, then keep watching. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Akin. I'm an IT audit associate at one of the Big Four accounting firms. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to ace your job interview. I'll break this down into two sections: what to do prior to the interview and what to do during the interview. You want to practice as much as possible. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will be during the interview. The answers you practice will become your second nature at some point. The important thing to keep in mind here is that you shouldn't assume that you will be asked certain questions and you shouldn't just prepare for them. Unfortunately, I've made this mistake at one of my earlier interviews, and obviously it didn't go well. I found about 10 interview questions on glassdoor.com and only prepared for those specific questions. I was asked some of them that I answered well, but there were some questions that I wasn't ready and they caught me off guard. So while preparing for an interview, you should be open-minded and be ready for any potential questions. Before you start getting ready for an interview, if it's possible, you should reach out to someone who works at the firm. This person might be someone who you know or someone who you never met before. If that's the case though, go on LinkedIn and cold message a bunch of employees who works at the same firm. Most likely they would love to help you and share their experiences with you. This one helped me a lot with my Big Four interview. Luckily, I had a friend who works at the same firm and at the same position that I was going to apply for, that I was going to interview for. So it was a blessing hearing from someone who had the exact same experience that I was about to have. He walked me through the whole process, gave me some insights, and he gave me some advice as well. It for sure played a big part in why I passed my Big Four interview. You might not get asked about the company you apply for. Honestly, I don't think anyone asked me, but you should still prepare for this just in case you get asked. It will show your interest in the firm, and it also will show that you've done your homework. But even if the interviewer doesn't ask you about the firm or the role, you can still squeeze that part in any of your answers. For example, when explaining your leadership skills, you can talk about the role and also how your skills match the requirements. No matter what job you do, you will work with some sort of team. It could be a team of 20 people, it could be a team of 2, but there will be a team. Employers want to hire someone who can work in a team, rightfully so. But telling them that you're a good team player and a good leader is not enough. You should give them an example from your past. It could be from your school projects you did, or it could be from your previous experiences. Personally, I gave examples from middle school when I was a basketball team captain. I also gave examples from my school group projects and my previous internship experiences. I gave both positive and negative examples in terms of the mistakes I've made as a leader and how I overcame those challenges. I was completely honest here, and I showed that I learned from my mistakes. Let's not forget the importance of communication here. You should make the interviewer feel like it would be a joy to work with you. That's also a part of being a team player. If you spread negative vibes all the time, it would be really hard to work with you. So keep in mind that showing that you're a likable person and a good communicator is as important as your great experiences and great examples you shared. I strongly believe this depends on the preparation you did prior to the interview. Like I said in the beginning, the more you practice, the more confident you will be during the interview. Other than your answers, you should also look confident as well. Like, sit up straight, maintain a good eye contact, and don't try to rush your answers. Remember that the interviewer is interested in what you have to say. Also, keep in mind that as much as you want to work for the firm, they need you as well. So don't ever think that they're doing you a favor. They need assets and you're a potential asset to them. I'm not saying you should be cocky, but it's important to know your worth. Ask good questions and follow up afterwards. I know it sounds like another cliche, but it can determine the fate of your interview, especially asking good and smart questions. Please don't ask questions that you can find answers to on the internet. Here are some questions that you might want to ask. How does mentorship work at your firm? How open is upper management to the ideas of newcomers? Where does the company stand when it comes to innovation and automation? What were the challenges you faced when you first started and what helped you overcome them? These are some of the questions that I like to ask. Asking smart questions and showing your interest in the firm will make the interviewer want to work with you and respect you. Lastly, everyone knows this, but you should follow up after the interview. This is just a small detail that you should do to let them know that you are interested in the firm and you were excited to speak to them. When following up, try to set yourself apart from other candidates. Maybe try to remind them an interesting fact about yourself. These are the tips and tricks I used for my interview, and thankfully they got me the job I wanted. I'm hoping these will help you ace your interview as well. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to reach out to me for any questions, and good luck.